JB here, Thursday, February 26th, 921. A really quick rant here. Apologies for the late start here. Talk quick about the market. Some names I'm looking at go from there. Futures pretty much flat here, mixed this morning on the heels of NVIDIA's monster earnings after the close yesterday. As expected, just monster numbers, monster growth, billions and billions of dollars just thrown out there, just crazy stuff like it always is. And then Jensen does his hoopla. Um, Great stuff. And, Jensen being a nice guy that he is, kind of spoke highly of the software space, saying the sell-off recently in the software names related to AI, unwarranted. Not only that, it should be the other way around. AI should be something that helps the software space, right? I keep talking, well, not keep talking about, but to me, when I looked at AI, some of what I thought in regards to the opportunity is that AI is going to augment things, right? It's going to improve as opposed to automate and replace. It is going to replace things, right? But in some aspects, it augments. You still need, I wouldn't say a driver like in the car, but there's got to be someone at the reins, right? Because some of the, a lot of things that happens with AI, you need someone to double check and things like that. But so that was kind of that. To me, if you asked for satisfactory reaction to them, to me the earnings didn't matter as much as the reaction, and to see it bounce around between losses, then gains, then up over 200, then back here 196, pretty much flat as a pancake right now. It's actually, to me, that's somewhat a good thing. We'll see what happens after the open. Scenarios I don't want to see. I don't want to see like an open and then a melt for the rest of the day to close down like 6-7%, and then the market going sell mode. Still not going to rule that out, right? That's a possibility. To me, I would love to see it just chop around, maybe get melts to $200 today, and we kind of put this repricing, re-rating thing that's been going on the last couple of weeks out of, put it in the rearview mirror, and we move on to more fun things. Hopefully that's what happens. I don't know, right? Take a look yesterday too. What Salesforce? Just staggering numbers when you look at some of these names. And Salesforce actually went to the green. With a $50 billion stock buyback, like just monsters, crazy stuff. So if that doesn't get the market going, similar to what happened with ServiceNow, right? And ServiceNow is at 106. Those names just waiting. I'm waiting to get some spec lotto calls for bounces. It just, I mean, ServiceNow's nixing all their the executive selling programs, the CEO buying millions in shares. At some point, this matters, but to now, maybe this is the day finally. Some of the earnings matter, right? All right, so that's overall market. Despite back-to-back solid sessions to the upside, no news really, no catalyst to speak of outside of State of Union address. Tomorrow we get PCE data. Probably don't want to see a hotter than expected number tomorrow, right? I mean, we have the worse than expected GDP number, which probably would have been more, I guess, had more relevance to the market if the Supreme Court ruling didn't come at the same day, right? So that's kind of gotten masked a little bit, and the PCE data is kind of like the last little piece that we have into the weekend. So hopefully that's not hotter than expected. All right, that's overall markets, and then also you start looking at the chart on the spine has been chopping around down to 677, back up to 690, down to 677, back up to 690. I mean, if we have another reversal here today or tomorrow, then I mean we're back to 677, and then you start worrying that one of those times the support's not going to hold, right? It's like that dam, right? There's going to be cracks in the dam. You patch them up, it holds up, and then it goes and more cracks in the dam. Eventually, that dam breaks. Don't want to see that scenario happen. So I keep that in the back of my head. I remain cautiously optimistic, and then when I get more conviction, I'll certainly be aggressive on the call side. Till then, yeah, that's kind of the thought process. All right, so overall markets. Trying to think of other things I was going to talk overall. There were other things in my head, but I forget. All right, so just quick on individual names first. Obviously, Serve Robotics finally added some more strikes yesterday. You know my thoughts there. Started year, rode some calls for nice profits. I'm hoping we get deja vu here. At some point, it's going to bounce, and when it does, it's going to be massive. 50 and 200-day moving average are both right there around 1130, 1140. So not only that, you have earnings. March 11th, I think, is the date. So got some calls to encompass that. And of course, as I'm speaking, the video just went red. If it shows strength today, want to see it break maybe over $11 and starts to get going, I might look for some more strikes to play some follow through. Seems like every time it does those bounces, I mean calls, and then I sell some too early. And in hindsight, I probably should have nibbled and then added on the way up and held, right? Because I keep talking about the hold. The hold is always the hardest part, because as opposed to trying to, some of those calls that I usually sell for 50% or 100%, next thing you know, they're 500 and 1,000%. So hopefully that's a problem I have in the coming days with Serve. But if I do see strength at the open, don't be surprised I add some more strikes. No rant over the last couple of days would be, come on, no rant would be a rant right now without talking about GLW. Monster was, we'll see if we get 5 days in a row to the upside. It is lower here in the pre-market, all the way up to 163, back down to 157. At some day, so one of these days, it'll be the end of its multi-day run. It'll have some kind of pause. I hope it's not a large pause, but if it is, I'll be looking for some other strikes to play for upside. With that being said, look at ASML Lamb Research today. If there's a pull, those will be names I'll be looking for put hedges. ASML was 15, I think it was 1550 overnight. Here it is 1512. So anyway, just things I'm in the back of my head as I'm doing my rant here. We got 4 minutes to the open. Just other names I'm looking at. Zoom report earnings after close yesterday. Big beat on the revenue side, slight miss on the EPS side, and some reason the stock is down. Riddle me that. You have analysts out this morning. Rosenblatt, $115 price target, outperform rating. I mean, here it is at 80 bucks. So could be an opportunity. I was talking about Reddit. I mean, I'm always talking about Reddit. One of these days, this one breaks out. I was looking at the 165s yesterday. Maybe I'll get an opportunity today for 160s. So that's a name I'll be looking at. And then other names. Zoom. Oh, Duolingo reports their earnings after close today. Premiums are nuts, right? And it's funny. Duolingo back in the summer, I was trading for bounces. I traded a couple times for some nice profits, and then I kind of stayed away. As kind of after that earnings miss, stock got destroyed in November, and then it's been down and to the right ever since. Funny, it's kind of like one of the first names that really got succumbed to the AI splurge, whatever you want to call it, right? I mean, I was looking at Adobe to do that. Now look at NVIDIA's pulling a little further to the downside here. Hopefully get some Hodor here after the open. But don't be surprised if I could find some decent strikes to play for a move to 130. I might look for that. And that's it, folks. What am I missing here? Anti offer to use A. All right. So have a great day, folks. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll. Oh, there's another information tweet. Could borrow hundreds of billions. This information tweet. It seems like Oracle, all these different, seems like every time the market's on the cusp, they come out with some kind of update. I remember Oracle, right? Oracle's losing $100 million every 3 months renting out their servers, and then Oracle took it on the chin. So is it another information piece? All right, let's have a great day, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.